SCB Scrapbooking back with another process video. And today this is for off the board, and I'm going to be using this pen. It's from scrapbooks.com, and I really like that big heart in the background. These are the two pictures I'm going to be doing. This big one of my son will be the focal point, and this other one I will cut just so that the two animals show. Alright, I am going to be using my counterfeit kit, and I am working my way through this kit. I still really like it. And so I also seen on the counterfeit kit blog how to make pattern paper to match your kit to extend it. So I am going to try that and possibly some embellishments too. I don't know if I'm going to get to that today or not. And yeah, so let's just see what we can do. Okay, so in the inspiration kit that the counterfeit kit was based on, it had this really cool, like, striped, or it was a striped paper, but I'm not sure if it was like supposed to be watercolor or like ripped paper, but I really liked it. So I am going to do both. I am going to watercolor a rainbow um, stripe background, and my red got a little too red, but that's okay. And so I am just going to go through in rainbow order and put this down on this white 12 by 12 um, piece of cardstock here. I did not gesso this. I just started painting on it. It's not a very thick cardstock. It's actually quite thin, but I'm not using lots of water. And so it actually works really well. So I am just doing the watercolors on it, and I'm overlapping them just a little bit so that the colors kind of blend into the other ones. There you go. I'm done. I'm going to let that dry. And once it's completely dry, I take it, and because the inspiration piece looked like a whole bunch of, I think that they used like fringe scissors or something, I am going to rip all of my colors apart. I want that little bit of white terror to show, the torn edge to show on each one. So I'm just kind of following the stripes where I was kind of overlapping a little bit, and just so I can have that not perfect look, but yeah, I really end up liking how this turns out. So get us all torn. And then since I am working on an 8.5 by 11, it works perfect because I'm going to overlap all of these papers, and just doing that little bit of overlapping takes that 12-inch paper and drops it down to an 8.5 perfectly. So I'm just putting the adhesive on the one side that's going to be tucked under, and then I just pull up the other side with my fingers so it's easy to slip the next piece in. And this actually went really fast, and it was really easy to do, and I really like the way that it turned out. And my watercolors did get a lot lighter as I went, because that red that I just put down and the first red don't even look like the same one. So I actually have a kind of a variegated sense to the page too. Alright, so see how that works out for an 8.5 by 11 really well. It's just a little long on each side, but it was nice because I didn't have to try to line up the top or anything. I'm just going to cut those off here with my paper trimmer. Get my mess cleaned up. And then I am going to start working on my layout. So this is just a piece of paper that, I did the old school heart, fold the paper in half and cut out a heart. And so I just used a piece of regular printer paper for that to make this stencil. And I'm just kind of deciding where I want it. So I'm going to back this picture of just my dog and cat in this orange and yellow paper here, just to give it a little bit of hint of something behind it. And then I'm trying to decide how I want to lay my pictures. They aren't going to stay like that. And um, so I decided I want to use cardstock on the front of this and just cut out some of that paper. I was just going to use the whole thing, but then I decided, nah, I might want to use this paper that I made again in another layout. So I am going to just cut out around that heart that I just drew. And so here's the cardstock, and I'm going to cut this out with scissors, and that will be my base. So I'm going to use a little hole punch just to give myself a spot where I can stick my scissors in and cut the whole heart out that way. That way I don't have that crease of a line or anything that you get when you fold the paper in half. And it makes a really nice heart shape. So here I am cutting out the paper that I painted. So now I have only the top part of it, and I have the rest of it I can use for something else. And then I decide I'm going to pop up the white cardstock, so the heart is down inside. All that paper is down inside the heart, and I like the way this looks. So I'm going to go around with my foam all the way around the heart and get it so it's all popped up like that. And then I decided I better pop up the rest of it with just some foam, just so that the whole page will now be popped up, and it won't have those funky sinking in parts anywhere. And yeah. So remember, this is a hop. It's well, yeah, it's a hop, but it's for Off the Board in July. Pineapple Papers, so Crystal at Pineapple's Papers came up with this, and it's so that we can all use the pins that we stick up onto Pinterest. And this is a way that we can remember to go back and use them and don't just pin them on a board and forget about them. So down below is a list of everybody that's playing along. I play along on Thursdays, and other people play every day, and some people hit and miss, and other people have certain days that they play. So make sure you go and check everybody out. There is a lot of inspiration out there. Okay, so I went to my kit and pulled out that light blue with the polka dots, and I decided to back my photo with it. And this part goes down into the heart, so I'm going to put that on a little bit of foam and leave the rest of it down. And this is where, like, trying to really make sure the pictures are right where I want them. So I'm just going to glue them together, and that way I can move them around together that way. And this is, I think, where they stay. I like this. So I pulled in the washi tape out of my kit, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a striped on the side here to kind of mimic the stripes that are in the heart. There are a lot bolder stripes than I have in the heart. If I'd used the other side of the paper with the bright red, it might have matched a little better, but I just want a hint of this showing. So I'm just going to tear the washi so it looks like torn paper underneath, and I'll stick that there. And now I'm going into my labels here, And I grabbed 2 labels, and I'm going to cut both of them in half and put them in 2 different spots. So the first one is this white and blue one, and then I'm going to grab this orange one, and I'm just going to layer them up. And the little sticker I stuck on the top and bottom there on the sides of the washi, that I'm moving it right now, those are actually Jamberry nail stickers, but these are just a whole bunch of little samples, and I don't wear them, so I'm using them in my scrapbooking. And here I decided I need to add a little bit more foam to this top part because it was trying to fall down on me. So put some there. I tried to use this friend, but it was hanging over into the heart too much. I like the way it looks, but I couldn't figure out how I would keep that popped up without seeing it since it's a clear sticker. I couldn't figure it out. So instead, I used this other one that says all together. And this picture is really cute because my son was sitting there at the table, and his dog was sitting beside him like she always does, and so he's being her and talking to her, and his cat jumped up into his lap like, okay, I'm demanding attention. So he had to sit there and pet both of them, and yeah, I just thought it was adorable, so I got a picture of it. So I had to take off some of the foam adhesive off the back of that altogether so that it would sit on the white paper and on the cart and would be nice and level. And then I stuck that flower between the 2 pictures, and it's on foam too, so it was able to pop up onto the pictures. And then I stuck under the flower, it had like these, it was a clear sticker with black swirlies on it. So I cut it in half and put it in 2 different spots there at the bottom. And then I went into the sticker book and I grabbed this little sticker. It says Good Day. So my title is Good Day Altogether. And it's always a good day when you can sit there and spend time with your pets. So now I'm going in with these little, they're like tie-dye hearts. And I put them, sprinkled 3 of them on. And then I'm coming in with the stars, and I put 3 yellow ones, 3 green ones, and 3 purple ones in different spots. I was going to originally just have 3 clusters, but I end up with 4, and I like it. I think it balances out nicely. Sometimes, you think that you have to have things done in odd numbers, and I really do that a lot, 3s, 5s, 7s, but in this case, I really liked the 4 clusters. So this sticker is just a flower, so I'm going to cut it in half so I can put it in 2 different spots. And then the little leaves I cut off so that I can move them and put them where I want. And I'm going to finish off this sticker sheet, which is very exciting. So I'm putting a little flower up here. So now I have 3 yellow flowers in 3 different spots. And now I'm just going to take all the rest of the little flowers that are on the sheet. They're just little sprinkly bits, and I'm just going to put them all around in each cluster so that they all have a little bit of something. And then I will put the butterfly up in the top cluster there, and I think it just finishes it out nicely. And so let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What the hell else do I want? So I do come in, and I was going to put a black um, border around the heart, which I do. But first I wanted to put a little bit of silver on the edge just to highlight the shadow. So I put the silver down, and I'm just running my um, marker along the edge, just inking up the edge a little bit, and then giving it a little bit of like messy look to it. And then I forget to go back in with the black pen, and I just start putting my back on this. That way I can slide it in and out of my page protectors without it catching on everything. So I just used a piece of printer paper back there. And I'm coming in with the date. I'm going to stamp it down here at the bottom. And then come in with my puffy paints. And so I'm going to use all three colors that are in my kit. The white, the green, the blue. And I'm just going to sprinkle them all around in all four clusters. And I'm just kind of putting them wherever I think the colors look best. The blue, I did make a butterfly trail on that little butterfly there. And then I just, wherever I think that a color needs to go, I'm winging it. I'm just putting it wherever. And then I remembered my, I was going to do the faux stitching around the heart. And so here you can see me actually doing the little dotted line all the way around, and I didn't like it. I looked at it, I'm like, nope, not gonna happen. So I'm going back through and I'm like connecting the dots. And I'm doing this kind of messily, but I like the messiness of it. It looks really good. And then I put a couple little zigzags to make it look like back stitching or something on the heart. So there it is. It's all done. And I really like the way it turned out. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go out down and see everybody else that's playing along this month. Bye!